In this episode, Ray and his mate Tom travel to Mt Cook. Aoraki is New Zealand's highest hill and it doesn't disappoint. And they film an epic photography tutorial at Hooker Lake in the heart of winter. G'day, it's Ray Salisbury here in Christchurch in the South Island of New Zealand. We're about to embark on a 2-week road trip photographing the most scenic hotspots we can find. Yeah, this is Tom Pan from China. He's my faithful wingman behind the video camera. So when we're making tutorials, I'm relying on Tom to provide me some stunning footage and some great time lapses as well.
Yeah, hope we have a good time.
Today we're heading south to Mt Cook. Let's go. We had hired a camper van from Christchurch so we could sleep inside it. This meant we could save on accommodation costs, but also get really close to our photography locations. Little did we realise, but our camper was essentially just a jazzed up Toyota Hiace van. It was no place to sleep during the storms that would soon hit the South Island. We drove on in blissful ignorance. As we headed west, the weather began to pack in. To access the majestic Mackenzie country beyond, we first had to drive over Burke's Pass. The temperature plummeted, snow began to fall. I suppose it was a sort of melancholic magic. When we reached Lake Tekapo, the potential for photography was marginal. We made the obligatory stop at the Church of the Good Shepherd. We've made it to Tekapo and it's been snowing on us as we've been driving over. It's very cold, it's about 2 degrees here and you can't really see the mountains at all and the snow lining the roads. It's very pretty and there's just a few people here. But it's just too cold and wet, miserable to actually get the cameras out properly. So we're going to move on to Mt Cook. After a frigid, freezing night in the Brits, we ate a huge breakfast before braving the cold outside. Good morning, it's Ray here at Mt Cook Village with the beautiful Mount Sefton behind me. We had freezing temperatures overnight in our camper van and it was really cold, but we survived and we're now heading off to walk up the Hooker Valley track to Hooker Lake. It's pristine, picture perfect day. It's really cool. Let's do it. So we're ready to go?
Yep. Okay.
We fitted crampons to our boots and set off. The access road to Whitehorse Hill was closed, so we had to walk an extra hour on the iced up track. Tom's boots began to give him blisters, which really slowed our progress. I've been to Mt Cook National Park several times in the past, but not in winter on such a perfect day. I was thoroughly enjoying myself. After 4 hours on the go, we finally reached Hooker Lake. We set up our cameras to create time lapses while we decided on the best composition. Then Tom filmed me teaching our first tutorial. Well, we made it. This is Hooker Lake, the terminus of the glacier that cascades down off the Southern Alps. Beyond is New Zealand's highest peak, Aoraki, the cloud piercer, otherwise known in English as Mt Cook. It was climbed first by a trio of locals on Christmas Day 1894. Since then, probably at least 100 people have perished trying to attempt to get to the summit of 3,724 metres. Second point, foreground interest. In this case, I've chosen to put some rocks and tiny flakes of ice and cracks in the ice in the foreground, just to capture the viewer's eye and provide some interest on otherwise a very flat and boring lake. Next, it's time to talk camera settings. First up, my wide angle lens is opened right up to 17mm, so I can get a really wide angle and take in the foreground interest here all the way back to Mt Cook in the background. Let's get shooting. We couldn't have been blessed with better conditions. I was really pleased with my photos. So it's a waiting game. We're waiting for the sunset in this July winter day to light up the westerly aspects of Mt Cook and hopefully fire it with a nice pink. The sky might turn a nice colour. So let's go and have some food and drink and try and warm up so we don't become walking popsicles. Tom and I decided to stay up late, shooting the stars circle over this majestic mountain. If you'd like to learn Photoshop, check out Ray's Locations course. Click the yellow graphic to learn more. Or view video number 7, where Tom and Ray drive over Lindis Pass to Wanaka, where they wait out a storm at the weird and wonderful Puzzling World.